Nerdrotic.com.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the Nerdrotic Nooner. As I put my headphones on, I don't know why, so I can hear myself. The applause. Let's hear the applause again. Hey, it's been a while since we did a nooner. This is more of an afternoon delight, evening delight for some of y'all on the West Coast, but the sun is still shining here in, oppressed. I was going to say sunny, beautiful Southern California, but it's oppressed. My shirt's caught back there. All right. Welcome, everyone. Let's see who's here. We got Ruby Rye, JD Cox, Vaughn Max, Sasquatch's imaginary friend, Eric Unraveled, Fat Freddy's cat, who's a member, Eric K and his wrench, just another red shirt and his wrench, Alcazador. We got Pinhead. We got Boat Die, Homeland Conspiracy, Marks 47, Davy JJN, War Wizard, Crusader. Oh, now it's going too fast. I can't. Oh, my. Hi. Graveyard Shift. I can see that. Mr. Insanity. U.S. Dutch Kitty. Sometimes the names stop. You guys are wonderful. Hi. Welcome. We got some stuff to talk about today. Award shows. You know, it's been, a couple weeks since the abysmal failure that was the Oscars, which was a giant kick in the nuts to Hollywood and a wake-up call that I don't think they were ready for. And while we get mixed messages, I mean, they are surely going headlong into the woke. I mean, that Disney leak that we'll talk about a little bit. We talked about it a lot on the Inquisition last night, but there's been an update. Disney has responded, and they're trying to spin it, which is very interesting. But they got caught with their pants down, right? So we get some other news today for the Golden Globes, which gave us our best moment in any award show over the last 2 years with the, Ricky Gervais's monologue, which was legendary, absolutely legendary. Well, it looks like it's canceled this year, and you're not going to believe why if you haven't heard. It's not woke enough. That's right. The Golden Globes was canceled this year for not being woke enough. Not having enough representation in the foreign press. The foreign press didn't have enough representation. Now, they've always been a mysterious entity, and the Golden Globes have always been a sham, and the ratings sucked last year. I reported on it. I think they just found a woke reason to cancel a show to avoid another embarrassment. Welcome, Bro Duke, to the Jaloja level. Welcome. You will see a members live stream this Thursday. Okay. And that's what I believe. I think the tide is turning. I don't think Hollywood will be words can't use now. Hollywood won't be able to turn things around quickly. And on top of all that, we had Gina Carano get pushed for an Emmy by Disney. And it's official. It's not a fan-made thing. They sent it out there. There's a lot of reasons for that. Do I think Gina Carano's coming back? Well, we'll talk about that. I have no idea, to be honest with you. And I've said before, I don't think she should. But I am not her advisor. And if she did, and it was on her terms, it'd be a huge win for the fans. Just like the Oscars failing was a huge win for the fans because they finally got a real-time response to how pissed off people are at Hollywood. They've been able to avoid that for the last calendar year or so because there hasn't been that instant bomb of a film. And there won't be. They're going to use the coof as an excuse for the next 2 years. And they can hide everything behind their streaming numbers. But as we, Doomcock and I discussed last night, Falcon and Winter Soldier most certainly had a drop in audience after it went full on woke in the second episode. Then Anthony Mackie follows up by saying, Disney wants to use its platform to help society look at itself differently. The millionaires and billionaires in Hollywood want you to look at yourself differently. While they continue to look at themselves in the mirror, and the only time they don't is to, maybe use that mirror to chop coke on or something like that. Although I miss those days. I wish that Hollywood would pick up, this is terrible to say, a drug habit or something. Back in the old days, I miss that Hollywood. Now, occasionally we get something interesting. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but I have full plans on going to see the new Jason Statham film, Wrath of Man, because it looks like it's just a shoot-'em-up revenge flick, which, damn, I can't wait to go see it. I probably can even take my son. He's old enough. It's fine, right? It's fine. It's fine. Sure to be fine. Oh, fucking Disney. It's every week with this company. It's every fracking week with this company. They have had the worst year, and it's been glorious. Glorious. I could almost start a show. Like, I just call it Monday morning, 8 p.m., Disney or Monday morning, 8 p.m., 8 a.m., Disney Schadenfreude with Nerdrotic. We can just do that every week like clockwork. I don't think Disney's going to be changing directions anytime soon, considering that information we got. But let's start out with the Golden Globes. I'm not going to go over this whole article. It is a bunch of Hollywood BS for the most part. NBC will not air 2022 Golden Globes. Thank God for small favors. NBC has dumped the annual award show for from its schedule next year following widespread criticism of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. It's going to repeat the headline now. NBC will not air the Golden Globes next year. Usually that irritates the shit out of me, but I kind of like the sound of that. Maybe I can stand to hear it one more time. NBC Universal released the following statement Monday. I'm sorry. I need to use Access Media voice. We continue to believe that the HFPA is committed to meaningful reform. However, change of this magnitude takes time and work. And we feel strongly that the HFPA needs some time to do it right. As such, NBC will not air the 2022 Golden Globes. There was that fourth time. Assuming the organization executes on its plan. What's its plan? We are hopeful we will be in a position to air the show in January 2023. Well, hope isn't a strategy, but I hope it doesn't air in January 2023. And if it does, its ratings will drop by 50% because people are over Hollywood. People are over award shows. People are over 20th century models. They're on their way out. And let's face it, the award show is a 20th century model. It was a lot more fun in the 20th century. I was watching a Robin Williams thing on Twitter. It was him giving a Life Achievement Award to Al Pacino or something like that. But it was funny. It was funny. It wasn't political. He was just roasting Al Pacino. And we remember those good old days. Ricky Gervais tried to bring him back, and he left. He was still right, and he is an international treasure, by the way. The decision follows months of criticism of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association for a lack of diversity amongst its members, as well as ethical lapses. Those ethical lapses being one of the former members dropped an N-bomb in a meeting, I think. Something like that happened. On Friday, Netflix, which dominated the Globes this year, announced it was stopping any activities with the HFPA until more meaningful changes are made. Netflix. And noted Netflix and many of the talent and creators we work with cannot ignore the HFPA's collective failure to address these critical issues with urgency and rigor. Isn't that cuties? Next, Amazon announced it was cutting off the HFPA until changes were made. We have not been working with the AFPA since the issues were first raised. And like the rest of the industry, we are awaiting a sincere and significant resolution before moving forward. Says Amazon Studios chief Jennifer Salk in a statement. She was just somewhere else. Oh, you know who follows up? I bet you can guess. Warner Media. Warner Media. Okay, so Netflix wants to separate itself from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association because it's not diverse enough and it's not woke enough. Netflix, who, you know, of course, purchased and promoted a movie that we still can't talk about to this day, but you all know what I'm talking about. Then Warner Media, who got rid of Ray Fisher, is going to join the boycott. A group of 100 publicity firms likewise said that they would continue to refrain from any HFPA sanctioned events until more meaningful reform was made. I skipped this paragraph because I wanted to end it with this. The move comes despite the HFPA announcing a slew of potential reforms last week, which were slammed as window dressing platitudes. Hollywood slamming anyone for window dressing platitudes. That's all you are. And you know who said it? Time's Up. Fracking Time's Up. The fraud of an organization, in my opinion, co-founded by Mrs. Jar Jar Abrams to obtain power, in my opinion. Exploiting real issues to obtain power, in my opinion. And prompted 3 high-profile studios to distance themselves from the organization. That's right. When the Spielberg anointed Jar Jar Abrams or anybody in his sphere says something, everybody else follows. Then there is a goal is to increase membership of, I guess out of the 87 members, there isn't a single black member. Okay, that's Hollywood. It's all projection, folks. Even in the short time I worked there, which was very short, and I worked in the back end. I was basically the fry cook of Hollywood. It was still the most istinphobe place I have ever worked, and that includes the auto industry. The auto industry. Heard more N-bombs drop there. Saw the most adults crying in my life. It was like a grade school playground. Like there was always somebody like smoking a cigarette, crying in the corner. Like every time I went out for a cigarette. It's like, what's wrong this time? Well, so-and-so yelled at me for not getting, Mars Needs Mom, the project in on time because everybody was clamoring for Mars Needs Moms. And then there was that time because, well, my NDA is out. Then there was that time where Technicolor had a contract with Paramount and they were supposed to do everything in-house, but they were farming it all to Bangalore, India. And part of my job was to train my replacement in Bangalore, India. Well, it didn't work out. And it didn't work out because there are cultural differences. I even had to take a cultural training course, which was the most racist thing I've ever seen until this Disney document. I can't even tell you. I've told the story before on YouTube, but I don't think I can now. I cannot tell the story now. Maybe I'll do it in a member stream. of what I had to do in the cultural training seminar for India. So they're going to make some reforms, and look at all that. I just don't care. Hollywood is eating their own, ladies and gentlemen. And it's great. It's great. So they're going to reform the Golden Globes to come back to, what, a million people, a couple of million people watching. Pretty soon, they're going to start live streaming the Golden Globes on their YouTube channels and not putting it on broadcast. And, it's over. It's done. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see a bunch of pretentious a-holes congratulate each other on performances that nobody saw. There was a time when Hollywood was pretty fun. And there's still things like I'm enjoying Jupiter's Legacy for what it is. I think it's pretty good. It's well done. It's got a great showrunner behind it. One of the last great creatives in Hollywood, Stephen DeKnight. That guy can't do any wrong in my eyes until he does wrong. But anybody involved with Daredevil, the television show Daredevil, those first 2 seasons, which is the best thing Marvel ever put out, some of the best television I've ever seen. And Invincible's pretty good. I like it. And Nobody was good. So there's still like things they're good. They're flying under the radar right now, which is probably why they're good. I just heard something kind of crash in the background. Hang on. Damn it. Okay. Folks, hang in there. I'm alone with my kid. I got to go check on him. Even if it's a nothing noise, I got to be a dad. So enjoy some music. I'm sorry about that. I'll be back in a minute, less than a minute. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You're just going to see a picture and hear some music. Sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Solo dad. Nerdrotic Jr. is fine. He's fine. He just knocked something over. He's clumsy like his dad. Where was I? Oh, Hollywood eating itself. Great. Okay. So, they're going to get their wake-up call this year. Of course, they're going to get bailed out probably again at some point. That would be my guess, is they get bailed out again. And we need, once Disney experiences a true flop, a true failure, which let's be real, they haven't. Everything they were rolling out was succeeding for the most part. Like the Lion King. They could redo the Lion King and call it live action and make $1 billion worldwide. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Those days are gone. But they need those days. They need that influx of cash to come in and fund, all the other projects they got. Their parks are opening up slowly now. I'm not going to any. And, streaming is bringing in money, of course. But this woke shit's going to get rejected. And it's going to get rejected by a lot of people, because most people are just done. You know what? Last year, we all went through last year. We're even hearing Hollywood invoke escapism. When Marvel invoked escapism in their video, that was an acknowledgement, because that was the one word being used over and over again for the criticism of the Oscars. That was a direct acknowledgement. And this brings us to Gina showing up on that poster, and I'd like to hear what you guys think too. Here's what I think. I think, Jon Favreau put it out there. Do I think it's her coming back? No, not yet. Maybe it's testing the waters. But I mostly think Jon Favreau probably had something to do with that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kathleen Kennedy was surprised to see it. But I mean, I have nobody on the inside. I don't know. I prefer to find these things out when they happen. And I thought it was pretty cool to see. If she won an Emmy, that would be brilliant. If she was the only one out of the show to win an Emmy, that would be brilliant. I don't give a shit about the Emmys. But if they fall hard enough, they're going to have to get fans back. How do you get fans back? Well, maybe you start, giving awards to things people like. Now, it's fewer and fewer things every day. And yes, I'll talk about the Venom trailer. I just thought about that. I watched it this morning. Yeah, so maybe, they'll try to make things more fun, but it's like late. It is late. They should have been on this a long time ago. You're hearing voices. You're hearing people going, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be so divisive and try to mend fences. It's like, where the fuck were you 3 years ago when we were talking about it? Oh, you were on your personal mission. Right, sorry. Your mission from God to save the universe. How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? So yeah, so Gina showed up on here. I can show it to you guys. Gina showed up on it was a for your consideration. All right. An industry thing, and it usually these go up inside like Hollywood Reporter. It used to be an ad, but now it's an ad on a website. Dun, dun, dun. There it is right there. So it's small here. I can blow this up a little bit. Can you see it? Yeah. All right. So supporting actress Gina Carano. It's interesting that she's the only one there. I think there was other ones eligible. I don't know. I don't care enough to look into it. We can see what John says. Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pushing the Mandalorian actress Gina Carano for an Emmy nomination after the company fired her and described her behavior as abhorrent and unacceptable. The post seen below was a screenshot from Warrior Priest Jim podcast. It reads that. Following the social media post, Lucasfilm fired her. Yeah, we know. Okay, so here we go. Despite this, CNET reports a poster surfaced on Sunday from Disney featuring a list of actors they were promoting for Emmy Awards. Carano's name is listed under supporting actress. Twitter user Price of Reason shared the poster. Go follow Price of Reason. Good guy. He wrote, Gina Carano has been proposed by Disney for Emmy consideration, supporting actress on The Mandalorian until we see a public apology, a Gina rehiring, and Kathleen Kennedy stepping down at Lucasfilm. This is just a plot to silence disappointed Star Wars fans. I mean, like, hey, I ain't going back. But yeah, that's a good point. If they're just throwing the name up there going, okay, look, we acknowledged her, but we're still going to move on. I don't care. Now, I have been very upfront about my feelings. They're not there. They don't exist. I don't even get, I laugh, but I don't get upset by anything. Unless they come out and attack a fan, I don't care. When they talk about Bad Batch or whatever, you can have it. You can freaking have it. I don't care. You have destroyed any amount of affection I had for Star Wars. And you know what? I'm fine. I am just fine. I don't need it in my life. I just don't. There's a million other things to do. And Star Wars isn't that special anymore. It's just not. There is a million other things out there. And when you're rolling out freaking rocks and starships called Vessel and Pablo Hidalgo being an idiot, like, I just don't care. You can have it. You can have it. Roll around in your own little pig shit covered pig pen. I could give a fuck. And anything short of, you can mend fences with Gina Carano. You need to mend fences with the fandom, Disney. That's what you need to mend fences with. And until that happens, sure, you're going to get people back. But as far as Star Wars hitting Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is dead. As far as Disney Star Wars hitting the stratosphere again, good luck. Patty Jenkins, Rogue Squadron. It's quite galling that a company that would describe your behavior as abhorrent and unacceptable would try to promote you for an Emmy Award. I agree. Not only that they claim she was denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities, and that's exactly what the leak said. Now, why would anyone who actually believes that try to promote said person for an Emmy Award? Very good question. It's almost like Disney realized they put themselves into a major public relations problem by unjustly firing Gina Carano. On top of that, they lied about their reasoning for doing so. Well, they lie constantly. Disney sits on a throne of lies. Not only did they fire her and publicly lie about her social media behavior, but Carano claims they attempted to force her to apologize for pronoun usage and put her through a struggle session on Zoom with 40 effing people. But Disney wants you to be more inclusive and diverse, and it doesn't want you to question anything about their new policy of racism. Their racism training policy has recently they talked about it. Let's go there. This is there's a lot to talk about, and then I don't think there's a lot to talk about. John makes a great point. I know a bunch of people. Listen, I want a happy ending. Everybody wants a happy ending, especially on a Nerdrotic Nooner. Ho! I would love for her to come back. That would make a lot of fans happy. I'd love for it to be on her terms. I would love for somebody at Lucasfilm to come out, preferably somebody new, and say, hey, we've been going about it the wrong way. And what we're going to do is the best we can do. We're going to try to have a little fun around here. And the fans are off limits to all of our employees. And if our employees cannot abide to that, then they can be somebody else's employees. It's really that simple. Nobody's asking you to agree with anybody's politics, change your politics. We're talking about trying to appeal to the most people possible, practice genuine customer service, and remember what you're here to do. Make people happy. You're not doing that right now. Pissing people off on a weekly basis. But yeah, John makes a great point. Why would you go back to somebody who called you abhorrent? See if I could find. I probably should have bookmarked it when he put it up there. Oh, I can find it because I just started following him. There he is. Christopher F. Rufo. Please give him a follow. There it is, right there. Okay. Disney's statement about my reporting is only 2 paragraphs, but contains 8 falsehoods, misrepresentations, and evasions. I've noted them here. Do better, Disney. So he's talking about his initial tweet, which was right here. Okay. Dave Rubin says, Chris has just been named starter on the 2021 non-woke all-star team. I agree. Disney has released a statement claiming that my reporting distorted their anti-racism program. This is false. I published direct quotations, contextual screenshots, and the original source documents in their entirety. And that's what he did. He really just, what he said is, here's what I am about to show you. Disney used things like white fragility. Disney used things like individuality and timeliness are white supremacy. Brent Hulsler, welcome to the Geloge Level. Member stream Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. All right, here is Disney's acknowledgement. I don't know if is that too big? That's too big. Here, we'll just do it this way, and I'll just read it to you. I got to move my mic a little bit. These internal documents are being deliberately distorted as reflective of company policy, when in fact their purpose was to allow diversity of thought. No. I'm not even going past that. Diversity of thought. I read on the Inquisition, along with Doomcock last night, where it says not to question people. That is not diversity of thought. That's the exact opposite of diversity of thought. Lion sack of shit. All right. Diversity of thought and discussion on the incredibly complex and challenging issues of race and discrimination that you, as a society and companies nationwide are facing. The Disney brand, you're damn right. For one, yes, it's very complex what's going on with racism right now. Never said it didn't exist. I'm saying there's certain conversations that people aren't ready to have or willing to have. The Disney brand has a long history of inclusivity. I remember when they kicked out my wife for having, punk rock clothes on, basically. She had her leather jacket and stuff, kicked her out. I remember when they were kicking people out with blue hair, back when blue hair fucking meant something, not like being a fucking blue hair lamb whale SJW. Yeah, I remember those days. As we have consistently demonstrated in such popular films as Moana, Coco, Black Panther, Soul, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Funny that you skipped Mulan. Let's not forget Mulan. How inclusive were you with the Uyghurs? The Muslims that you have in a camp where you concentrate in to re-educate, or well, not you, Disney. Well, the country that you do a lot of business with, the CCP, has them in re-education camps. And I'm sure they're labor camps too. But you did thank them. They were your business partners. What about their voices? Do they matter? Oh, they can't say anything. They're too busy concentrating. And as a global entertainment company, we are committed to continuing to tell stories that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like the president said, it's just a cultural difference, right? It's just a cultural difference. The Walt Disney Corporation. Wow. This story put a bee in their bonnet. To get them to react this quickly, somebody's hitting a little close to home. Disney's a complete disaster. They're a disaster of the company. This is why Bob Iger is fleeing. Kathleen Kennedy's a joke. Kevin Feige's gone woke. They're still good. There's still talented people working there. I don't know why. I don't know why. Disney claims to value inclusivity, but the company has used slave labor and child labor in poor countries, filmed Mulan near Uyghur. I got to say it. I got to enunciate that, okay? Uyghur concentration camps, censored content for the CCP, shrunk a black actor in Chinese promotional materials. Oh, yeah. How could I forget? Finn. And what poster was he shrunk on? It was The Force Awakens. Who directed that movie? Jar Jar Abrams. Who was involved in the production? From top to bottom, bad reboot. The Magic Kingdom is a house of lies. Remember when Bad Reboot made a statement that sounded a lot like that information that we went over last night? Well, it's because this thing has been around for a while. And I went over something in a live stream months before that, which was produced by a think tank that was paid for by the Roddenberry Foundation. That's right, Gene Roddenberry's son paid for a white paper, I guess, for lack of a better term, that instructed Hollywood what to write and what not to write. And it's reflective of what we went over last night in this whole inclusivity, diversity, which is basically racism training. Here, let's see. I'll just give you an example. If I can roll down here, we'll see if we can get to last Friday. Yeah, stuff like this. I don't want to go over it again. We went over it in detail last night, and this thing it's just messed up, okay? And what they're going to say is, you are a racist. No. This is. Nobody's saying don't be inclusive or diverse. Be as inclusive and diverse as you want, but that's not what this is about. This is you're telling another group of people to be quiet, be silent. We're individuals. We're not a hive mind. Not saying everything is great. Not saying everything is fixed. Not saying that there isn't work to do. There most certainly is. This is taking us backwards. You freaking corporate hacks. So it's made the rounds. It's given Disney yet another black eye. People still buying their stock, though. I don't know why. They're not. The only thing they have innovated that I find interesting that they have innovated was that what they shoot the Mandalorian on. That's fucking amazing. With that projection screen in the background, I think that changes absolutely everything. Now, they probably didn't innovate it. They probably found someone who did and bought it, which is fine, but that's what they do. Let's go to you guys. Freaking hypocrites, man. Hypocrites. By the way, I hope the connection's holding up. It seems like it is. So, I'm still on my old computer right now, okay? And I've reseated everything. I think I might have fixed it, but if I blink off for some reason and a commercial comes up, I'll be right back. That's not me putting in an ad. That's the connection being broken, and what YouTube does is it puts in an ad. until the connection comes back up. And hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay. And also, this is a reminder that all live streams, when they're done, they get unlisted and exported over to Nerdrotic Live. So make sure you are subscribed over there if you want to see past live streams, like Friday Night Tights. It's the home of Friday Night Tights. It is. Russman for $50. Holy crap. Just because. Enjoy Texas. Florida is sad you're not coming here. Florida was on the table, and it's not completely off the table, but it sure sounds free. And if it's free, it's me. Holy crap, 100 pounds. And Benjamin Gaskell. Perhaps we all assume that the culture and entertainment we grow up with will remain the same always. But as we age, things change. Of course they do. And the entertainment of the future will take other formats. Life finds a way. Thanks for your pirate signal, Gary. You are appreciated, mate. Thank you. Thank you. And life will find a way. You're absolutely right. Like, we're not going to ultimately... Yes, we've taken losses. We've lost Star Wars. We've lost Doctor Who. We've lost Star Trek. But we still have the old stuff. And whatever new stuff comes, it's going to be the stuff we like. Who makes it? I don't know. That's the question. That's the question. But we will win. We will absolutely win. Why? Because we pay for everything. This trend is been around for a while. It's been, building up over time, and it's ending. It's reaching a peak because it's getting done. Now, you're going to see things worse than this. Like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's probably going to be worse this year. There's madness every single day, but every time I talk to you guys, every time you walk around in real life, you see that there's a lot of, we outnumber them 1,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1, 100,000 to 1. We need to remind them of that. Hellruts 96, welcome to the thank you for upgrading to the Geloja level. I greatly appreciate it. The Invisible Man. Hey, Gary, shot you an email about connecting in Palm Springs early June to do a comics run. Is there a better way to connect with you? Arrange that? No, email is best. Email is best. Invisible Man. I'd love to run over to Palm Springs and go comic shopping. If Oasis still has their dollar bins, is it Oasis? I thought it was Oasis, but it might be a different name than that. Sorry, I got to go to my other screen here. Okay, so Blue Boy for $5. May 11th. Where am I? Can't believe it's the 20th anniversary of that's right. Of Douglas Adams' death. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. I remember exactly where I was. I was at Melissa's dad's house and it hit the news and I was rocked. May he rest in peace. Pour one out for Douglas Adams. One of the greatest writers of all time. It's 20 years. 20 years, man. Yeah, he died right after my dad died. Damn, it's been 20 years. Thank you, Blue Boy. Rest in peace, Douglas Adams. We miss you. Timothy Sullivan for $5.01. Disney promotes Gina for an Emmy. Clearly, Kathleen Kennedy is totally fired now, right? No? How about now? Or now? Well, she currently works there. As far as I'm concerned, she currently works there. I don't want to dash anyone's hopes, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I think it's all right. The Oscars was a win. Seeing Gina's name on that thing, that's a little bit of a win. We got to take these wins because they're rare when we get them. Ultimate victory, still a long way away. Lots of hard work to do. The one thing I will try my best not to do is sell false hope. False hope is one of the worst things we can sell, because when we sell that false hope and that false hope does not come to fruition, then people get discouraged and they leave. They're like, because they got their hopes up, build up their expectations for something. We do. And then we get disappointed over and over again. Hollywood slaps us in the face. You know, Zack Snyder comes on a fucking charity stream and disrespects a bunch of people. You know, that shit's going to continue to happen. It doesn't mean we shouldn't try. It doesn't mean we shouldn't try new things. It doesn't mean, you know, fences can't be mended at some point, right? A lot of work has to be done before that. But just we want to avoid the black pilling, because that's just giving up, you know. And like, listen, if you're done, you know, you each make your own individual decisions, and you're like, hey, pop culture isn't worth my time. But like, just keep in mind, like, this is our culture. It's not, we're talking about our culture, our pop culture. Maybe take a break for a little while. You know, I do. This weekend, I took a break from it. Watched a bunch of Babylon 5. It was fucking awesome. And Jupiter's Legacy. And every time I went over to start watching Invincible, I'm like, I want to watch Babylon 5. I hope whatever happens, Gina Carano will still make her independent film with Ben Shapiro, says Kit Kat for £5. Oh, she's obligated to that, and that is the next thing she's doing, I believe. And no, she's still going to do that. Disney can wait. I think, you know, when people go to Hollywood, when I went to Hollywood, I wanted to do my own thing. That was what I ultimately wanted to do, was my own thing. And that's what everybody wants to do there. Now, everyone who goes there ends up having to work for Disney. That's why I think it's so damn funny when I hear the actor from Shang-Chi or Brie Larson say, I'm going to use my platform. Listen, sweethearts, it's not your platform. You're a hired gun. It's Disney's platform, and you're going to say whatever they tell you to say, whether it's when you're behind the camera or you're at home on your YouTube channel. It's not your platform. Honestly, this isn't my platform. This is YouTube's platform. Believe me, if it was my platform, there would, well, I don't know. I'd say some more stuff. But it's not. I get away with what I can. So everybody goes to Hollywood to do their own thing. There's always a script. There's always some other, but you end up like, hey, I either don't have the talent, I don't know the right people, so I'm working for this other company. Gina has an opportunity to do right now what A-list actors are dying to do: direct, produce, write, and star in their own thing. What did Oscar Isaac say when they asked him to go back to, would he go back to Star Wars? He's all, if I needed a house, but I want to do my own thing. That's what most actors want to do in Hollywood. Like if somebody came to me and said, hey, we want you to be a part of this network. Well, unless it was just a ridiculous amount of money, which it wouldn't be, the answer would be no. Because I really enjoy being my own boss. I'm just beyond being a good employee for somebody. Just that. Nope. Floydian Freak for $10. Hail, Gary. I asked you for some Spidey comics recommendations a year ago, and you suggested Amazing Spider-Man 250 to 300. Took a while, but I collected a lot of them, and am really enjoying reading them. So thanks. Yes, that is such... Honestly, go back to 200. Spider-Man 200 through 300 is brilliant shit. Brilliant shit. I'm glad you collected them. That's not cheap. That's not cheap nowadays. Sorry, I'm refreshing. God, it's holding up. I'm so happy about that. Now, will it hold up for Friday Night Tights? I don't know. Not Ginger for $5. I just got here. What's going on? Not much. Anyway, I wanted to commemorate 1 year since I became a member. Glad to support such a cool dude who has in turn supported me. Thanks. It's my pleasure, Ginger. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the donation on the Streamlabs side. Oh, yeah. Oh, Venom trailer. What'd y'all think of the Venom trailer? It wasn't good. It wasn't. I mean, like, I love Tom Hardy. I do. Like, he's probably my favorite actor right now. I liked the first Venom movie. It's like they made a movie in 2004, put it in a time capsule, and released it in 2018. I didn't mind it. It wasn't great. You got to think about it, though. And it's too bad the director didn't come back, because that was a hell of an achievement. Principal photography, 1 month. 30 days. 30 days. They filmed it right near my wife's former salon. So I thought the movie was okay. I did. I thought it was fun. Wasn't filled with identity politics. Pretty much that. I'm going to like your movie if it's not filled with like just a bad movie. I will take just a fucking bad movie right now. But the trailer, the humor was terrible. It was terrible. It just, none of the jokes landed. That being said, it doesn't mean it's going to be a shitty movie. Well, I mean, it's probably going to be a shitty movie, but it might be fun. And I did like the Sam Raimi Daily Bugle logo, though. I did whoop for that. I did. So yeah, not the best trailer. I wouldn't have gone with that. And yeah, the humor was cringe. It was cringe. And then what did he say? What did they say at the end? Here come chaos. Oh, I forgot what he said now. It was dumb. It was dumb. It was supposed to be like, why so serious? And it's like, here come chaos, chaos, here come, or something like shit. It was like, what the fuck was that? That was stupid. Woody Harrelson is Carnage. I'm okay with that. I mean, he's like 60, but he's going to be in a mocap suit with everyone else, so why not? And Tom Hardy's a great actor. What would I rather have? Would I rather have Venom 2 or Taboo Season 2? I would rather have fucking Taboo Season 2. If you have not seen Taboo, it's by the guy who did Peaky Blinders, and they made one season of it on FX back in 2017. It's fucking great. Some of Tom Hardy's best work. You can get it for, I got season 1 for like $5 on Amazon. I don't know if it's for a Blu-ray. It's pretty cheap. It's worth it. Oh, Super Notes asking, what did you mean when you said on Twitter that Kevin Feige was probably throwing furniture over Venom 2? Because I personally love the idea of him acting like a baby over Marvel movie he has no control over. That's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant, Super Note. Thank you for the $20. Yeah, Kevin Feige watched that trailer, and he was, Kevin Feige's famously passive-aggressive. So he wouldn't actually throw furniture, but I think that might have made him throw furniture because that was so out of the MCU tone. And it was cringe, folks. I'm sorry. I mean, you might listen, I saw some of, I won't name anybody, but I saw some of the ladies that frequent our sphere. They were like, ooh, Venom. And listen, Tom Hardy, I understand. I understand why you like it. Tom Hardy, I got it. But I don't see Tom Hardy that way. So, yeah, it was cringe. So Kevin Feige was probably shitting himself, metaphorically. Not happy with that trailer. And he's in partnership with Sony, and I fucking love it. Now, I am looking forward to the Morbius movie. I am. I said that was the one superhero movie outside of Snyder Cut that I was looking forward to. I will watch it. I will review it. And I promise you, I'll probably like Venom 2 more than I like the Eternals, for sure. Maybe even Black Widow. We'll see. Black Widow's just a month away. Support Gina Carano tonight at 6 p.m. on National Geographic and give Disney a big FU, says Jason Platten for $5. Absolutely. Welcome to the rebellion. I do believe, shout out to Drunk 3PO. Drunk 3PO is doing a watch along on his channel. Excuse me. If somebody could verify that, one of the mods can verify that, and please, I'll send you over there after the live stream. Go support Drunk and not supporting Gina if you want to do that. all for it. And of course, we're supporting my boy Jay. But thanks for that reminder, Jason. I appreciate that, buddy. Matt Splainer. What the fuck? 2099 Nerdrotic. Did you see your old boss on SNL? Yeah, I watch clips. He did good. The dude's funny. Think it's a sign cancel culture slowly dying? Maybe. Yes. I think that was kind of huge that he showed up. Elon, I used to work for Tesla. Elon Musk admitted that he has Asperger's. Of course he does. Everybody knew that. And he's the only CEO I've ever kind of admired. I love what he does. Fucking love Elon. I know some of the Johnny Depp people don't like him. I don't know anything about that, but I like Elon. It was a good company to work for. Long story short, I was just done working for somebody. It was me. It wasn't them. But as far as like benefits and pay, nobody beat Tesla. As far as a corporation, not even close. If you have the skills and you have an opportunity to work there, work for Tesla. Absolutely work for Tesla. You get free. All your benefits are free for you. And then it's like, $20. And I was like $50 for a family and kids. Like, you can't beat that. And I'm like vision, dental, everything. And then you get a bunch of perks. Like there's tons of perks, and they'll stop work one day for a SpaceX launch. They did some cool stuff. They're always buying you lunch. What's the update on your move, Gary? Will you get a big truck and big Texas hat? Says Thanos 2024 for $5. Well, I kind of have a big truck. I have an FJ Cruiser. I won't do a cowboy hat. Maybe a sombrero. Critical, but thank you for the $5. Months away. The clock is ticking. I got to start thinking about taking this down and getting to thinking about designing a permanent studio, which we're going to have people come over. There is a rumor that somebody else might be moving to Texas. I don't want to say who that is, but you might know this person. Once that person decides to be open, to tell you all about it, I'd be very excited. Comics Division lives in Texas. Eric July lives in Texas. Quarter Black Garrett lives in Texas. Carrie Smith. I think Carrie Smith lives in Texas too. I'll be interested to see in retrospect what the let them eat cake moment will have been for Hollywood before the inevitable downfall. Well, Critical Ramblings, did you hear today that the Guardian effing reported this, folks? Give me just a mo. And I got kind of pissed. But it's a fucking game to these people, man. It's a game to these people. Oh, where'd it go? Hang on. Hang on, I got to go back. Then to go article. What the hell? It's not coming up. There we go. Okay. Golden Globes get the axe in 2022. That's not the one I wanted to share. I already read that one. Dummy. There we go. Gwyneth ate bread, and we can eat cake. So, The Guardian reported that Gwyneth Paltrow broke down and ate bread during quarantine. What was your lowest point? How in the fuck could you even put that out there, you pieces of shit? I mean, I know I'm being completely selfish. I guess my lowest point would be my wife losing her business, then her father, and me having to pick up my family and pull my kid out of a, public school and, uproot our lives. And guess what? You can times that by thousands. There is thousands of families in my family's position who have it much, much worse. At least I had a day job that I could work from home, which was a miracle. It's like winning the fucking lottery. Other people had to go out and get, bust their hump, do Grubhub, whatever, and whatever works for you, fucking do it. Thank God for the gig economy. If it wasn't for the gig economy, we'd be so much worse off, right? So these, but Gwyneth Paltrow, again, I'm being selfish. Gwyneth Paltrow had to eat bread, and she was probably depressed because her vagina candle blew up in her face. Her hoo-ha candle. Who the fuck puts this up? But it's a game. It's a fucking game to them. They hope this shit lasts forever. Disney wants you locked down forever. They want you on basic income so you can make just enough to afford Disney Plus, and we can all be idiocracy together. That's what they fucking want. They want more consumers. Consumers. That is a good question. What is the let them eat cake moment? It's coming. It's coming. It is coming. Clay Johansson says, "Hail, Gary. I bet Gina's name is on that Mandalorian Emmy promo because it's SOP. It's SOP to list the entire main cast. Oh, is it standard operating procedure to list the entire main cast? I wouldn't infer Disney's goodwill here. I wouldn't either. But if they were, then Agent May, I think, would have been on there. But I guess, yeah, Gina's a member of the main cast, right? But Agent May was in a lot of episodes too, but she was more of guest star, like Gina's recurring role from the last season. Yeah, I don't know how it works, Clay, but no, Gina ain't coming back. She's not coming back. Like, have they asked it? Like, I don't know. I know nothing on that stuff. I know there's the rumors out there and shit. Some of them are believable and some of them I don't believe at all, right? But by all means, that's all Disney has. You know what? Disney Star Wars is Gina Carano. I'm saying it right now. It is Gina Carano. She's the only thing they have fucking going for them. She's the only thing that makes most of the fandom happy. Grandpappy Fist for $5. Hey, Gary, I think the Emmy thing is just Disney trying to appease the Gina fans, the Bobs. Wouldn't hire her back after slandering her. I think that is a good theory. The only theory I have is maybe Jon Favreau put it on there as a dig. And that's all the power he has, by the way. He can put a name on a poster. He can't make policy decisions. He can't bring her back, or he would have. And as it stands right now, I haven't heard one single word from Jon Favreau in defense of Gina Carano. Not a peep. I've heard rumors and conjecture, but I haven't heard anything. The closest thing I've seen to somebody defending her wasn't Bill Burr. Oh my God, why am I blank? Goddamn, I hate live stream brain fart. Apollo. Floydian Freak for $10. Hail, Gary, I asked you for... I read that one. And I read that one. William Shatner has a Golden Globe, which he won in 2005 when it still meant something. Kit Kat for £5. William Shatner he doesn't need fucking awards. He's William fucking Shatner. He will be remembered forever. Forever. But yeah, and I doubt he'd give it back. Manowar 665, Neighbor of the Beast. Everyone likes their own brand, don't they? They do. They do. Everybody wants their own brand. Manowar. But I don't like that Disney brand. I was watching the Disney shareholders sales event again for my last video, just to hear what Bob Chapek said. And he was like, 1 billion people on this planet identify themselves as active Disney fans. I'm like, huh? How do you even find that out? What qualifies as an active Disney fan? 1 billion, 1/6 of the planet. Then how come Disney can't sell fucking 50,000 comic books of Spider-Man? Smooth Jam California for £5. Someone was crying whilst working on Mars Needs Moms. Yes, true story. That makes sense. I was crying while watching it at the degradation of cinema I witnessed. Yeah, I watched that a lot. It's a dark, weird, bizarre Zemeckis movie. And I like Zemeckis. Andy Arts TV. Hollywood is going to down the drain. We need to start making our own ventures and media companies. We do. Yes, we need them to change. We need to make our own stuff, and we need to make our voices heard continually. And I'll tell you why. Hollywood needs competition, and it's you. And you guys need to be making stuff. I'm making stuff right now that's in competition with Hollywood and the mainstream media. And you guys are joining me here because I can do something they can't. I can interact with you. I can look over here and say, look, Marby Dog says Disney fans activate. And Levon Media, that movie is horrible, I heard. Yes, Mars Needs Moms is horrible. And I've seen it multiple times, and I worked on the Blu-ray. So yeah, no, we all of those things need to be done because we're getting... I want to choose my language carefully here. No, I don't. We're getting new converts. We're waking up people every fucking day. And it's a we thing. It's not me. No, this is just a conduit, right? So it's you guys on Twitter, on Facebook, talking to your friends. Shit, did you see this, Az video? Did you see this heel versus babyface video? You see the fucking Batwoman ratings, which fell under 400,000. 400,000. My last video had more, the video before last had more people watching it than a Batwoman TV show. And that video cost me like, I don't know. What's a cup of coffee cost now? Where's the receipt? Like $3? That's how much it cost me. Jack Perry for $4.99. The Mandalorian should be just called what it is. Adventures in Babysitting. Hot the shirt with a hot Gina on the poster. Yes, I memed a t-shirt. Yes, you did. And again, I don't know if these are available or not, speaking of t-shirts. But do check with Drunk 3PO if you can still get your Welcome to the Rebellion t-shirt. I bought 2. One for Nerdrotic Jr. I'm a lifelong rebel, so it's okay. But this is for other people. This is for other people. Welcome to the Rebellion. You are the Rebellion. Yes, you are. Spectre in the Air. Spectre in the Air. I am with you. Sort of done with Star Wars. I mean, like, it sucks. I understand. Like, this is your lifelong love. And it's not a good place to be, right? I would love for Star Wars to turn around. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but like I can't just ignite the fires of passion for something that's treated all the fans like shit. And on top of that, it just hasn't been very good. As a matter of fact, it's been terrible. It's been mostly terrible. Disney Star Wars is mostly bad. Rogue One is a passable movie with a really damn good last 3 minutes. But there's still some cringe. The Disney trilogy is garbage from the start to the end. Star Wars, the Rebels was hit and miss. had some really good moments and some incredibly cringe moments. I didn't see all of the last series of Clone Wars. That last episode was good. It was good. And then there's The Mandalorian. But it's mostly bad. And the High Republic is garbage. And they got rid of the EU. And that's the mistake they're going to there's two mistakes they're going to regret the most. But I think getting rid of the EU is as bad as not putting Han, Luke, and Leia together in a movie and basically clickbaiting the entire fandom to watch them through intersectionality destroy the three top characters, specifically the two white males that they wanted to degrade for intersectionality. That leaked paperwork was the blueprint. That is why they did what they did to Luke and Han. That was their motivation. Remember, it's to make things more accessible and relatable. If that's the case, how come there's less people watching? Hellrats 96 for $5. Since you all seem to do is insult fans, since all they seem to do is insult fans, clearly Disney is appropriately named. Oh, very good. Hail Nerdrotic. Hail to you, sir. Disney. Yes, they diss us all. And they can suck dis. Nico Gray for $5. Hail Gary and hail chat. Hail chat, by the way. These adult pretenders, I love that this is caught on. I love that adult pretenders is caught on. If I have contributed anything to society, it is that actors are now called adult pretenders. Are going to be terrified when they go to cons because they can't hide behind a screen now. If they go to cons, Michael Keaton damn near turned down a Return to Batman because it was afraid of the coof. When Hollywood, complain about them as much as you want. They have put a ton of money into their coof restrictions. You can't deny that. I mean, they suck at writing and producing movies now, but at least they have pretty decent coof, restrictions. They're still assholes though. Diversity of thought sounds like individuality, which according to them is bad. Get your story straight. Albatross, you are correct, sir. Thank you for $5. In that memo, individuality, timeliness are a product of white supremacy. It's a bunch of motherfuckers who don't want to work. This is just people who don't want to work. That's all this is. It's an easy sale. Communism's an easy sale, and Marxism to people who don't want to work. In theory, until it's actually put into practice. And then you're compelled to go to work. At least in capitalism, you can be lazy. You won't get shit, but you can be lazy. Bro Duke for $4.99 says, saw Wrath of Man in the theater this weekend, first in a year. Not the best movie I've ever seen, but at least it wasn't woke and the action was pretty good. That's all I need. Right? That's all I need. I don't need Jason Statham, blowing my mind with some kind of like Matrix level script or Guy Ritchie. I just need him shooting the shit out of people, basically. I'm a big Jason Statham fan. He had such a good, run of movies. Transporter's the shit. Crank is the shit. Robert Cherry for $4.99. Your channel rocks. Glad to send you a little support from Austin. Oh, thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. And Roger H., thank you for the $1.99 Canadian. Well, hopefully I'll see you, Robert, in a Texas meetup someday. I'm going to do a SoCal meetup up in LA. I need to contact some of my fellow YouTubers up there to see if they're down. Working on my comic right now. Thanks, Nerdrotic. KF for $2. Well, congratulations. Work hard on it. May it sell many copies. Jordan Chornak, will you watch Drunk 3PO's live stream tonight? I will check in on it, Jordan. I actually have stuff to do after the stream, like things. I have things and stuff. I can't say. I can't say what I've got going on. I'd love to tell you. But I can't. I also have to prep for tomorrow's show on Az's channel, 10 a.m. tomorrow, The Real BBC. And we're going to be talking about comics and all kinds of stuff. Probably get into the J. Scott Campbell thing pretty deep. Gwyneth is just another spoiled Hollywood brat who knows nothing about normal life. Also, it's Super Nate, not Super Note. Did I say Super Note? I meant to say Super Nate. Sorry. I am not Ryan, though. I will be your new son if you ever get mad at him. Sure. Thank you, Super Nate. Did I say? I'm sorry. I meant to say, yeah, I'm just dumb. Thanks for the $10. Charles Crow for $2. Thank you very much. Mikey Gusler, what's up, buddy? So Seth Rogen just came out and said that he will never work for James Franco again due to allegations. So much for being a friend, huh? What a backstabber. Seth Rogen is a piece of shit. Seth Rogen is a piece of shit. You cannot tell me he didn't know everything James Franco was supposedly doing. If he did anything wrong, I don't know. This cancel culture bullshit is crap. And you know what? Friendship and loyalty, those things mean shit in Hollywood. On all levels, those things mean shit. And that's why I booked. Because to get anywhere, you will have to stab somebody's back, and somebody will stab you in the back, and then you might have to go work with that person and be asked to trust that person again. Look what happened to Robert Meyer Burnett. The people he was working with all fucking dropped him like a bad habit. One little punk called him a fucking, like a Ross assistant, everything, and basically damn near ended his career. This little 20-year-old piece of shit. Because you know what they saw? An opportunity to remove some competition. And they called RMB. And you know what RMB did? Like, I love RMB unconditionally, okay? But he kind of took it. Because he had to keep working there. And I understand making compromises, but not like that. Seth Rogen's a piece of shit. The only and overrated piece of shit. He was decent in one fucking movie. 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was like good for his 5-minute role. And I can't watch it now. You know, I thought he did a pretty good job producing Preacher in season 1, and then it went to shit. You know what let him grow his weed. That's what he's good at. I need an I'm Not an Adult Pretender t-shirt. Hellrats 96 for $5. Done. I need to write that down. All right. We'll make it happen, Hellrats. Thank you for the $5. We've got $2 donation from Mystical Gods and Darius Munchausen for $1.49. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Jesus Davila for $10. Gary, is Marvel Knights Spider-Man any good? Yeah, at the beginning. At the beginning it is, and it's affordable. I dug it. Ideas for a new award show called the Pretendies. Chris Topher for $2. We should do that. The Pretendies. I like that. I like that a lot. Excuse my coughing. I'm sorry to dark side fill you there, right? Oh, by the way, shout out to Memology. I don't know if what's going on with him right now, but I know he had 2 false flag strikes on his channel as of yesterday, I believe it was, or day before yesterday, which means he's 1 strike away from losing his channel. So hopefully got the situation fixed, but like definitely shout out to Memology. That's where I get my news. The guy that is a great freaking channel. Good guy. Show your support to memes. All right. Just a mo. Weston 487 for $5 on the donation side. Much love, Gary. Love everything you do. Wow. You and the rest of the community opened my eyes to all the dumb wokeness in today's entertainment. See, we're still waking people up every day. You know, new people coming in. I was a new person. I didn't want to believe it was going on. It did. Holy crap. What the hell? Oh my God. Hang on. It didn't pop up for me. Why didn't it? George. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. George Moilo. $500. George. Oh. Life is too short for cheap toilet paper, pronoun queens, Disney, and critical race theory. Hollywood's cheer squad is a witch's brew of stupidity. These bespoke woke ideas are the custom crazy pushed by radicals like Kathleen Kennedy, Brie Larson, and Biden's 3 NPCs with bad code, bad hair, and dick envy. Dick envy, which, George, you know that's what a lot of the intersectionalism is. It is straight up dick envy. And listen, it's pretty awesome. Gotta say, being able to like pee standing up, I get it. But most women aren't like that. Most women don't have dick envy. Step up, stand tall, stomp out fear, live life. Hail Nerdrotic. Hail to George. Always bring it, Jesus. Jesus Marimba. Thank you, George. I appreciate you. This episode is produced by George Moilo. And I hope you're feeling better, man. I know you were a little under the weather. Once again, George is an author, and he went through a harrowing experience as a child. He was kidnapped, and he wrote a book called Scarred. It's available on Amazon. If one of the Nerdrotics could put the link in the chat often, I would appreciate it. If you guys have a chance. And again, thanks, Nerdrotics. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. It's a thankless job. You do great. You do great. We appreciate you. Richard E. Normus for 5 Canadian pesos. Tim Tebow is back. Oh my God. Skip Bayless must have a Woody right now. And Jeremy, that's right. See, I was really into the sports ball not too long ago until the Chargers left. So I know all about the Tim Tebow saga. And I know Skip Bayless loved Tim Tebow. And apparently Jeremy did too. Please give Jeremy some sleeping pills or his wiener will fall off from permanent standing ovation. Yeah, I don't listen, Tim Tebow seems like a nice guy. Guy can't throw a fucking spiral, but he's going for tight end. So I think that might be good. That might be a good position for him. That's what he should have done 5 years ago. I took my wife to, how do I pronounce this? The Magionis for Mother's Day to have a little lunch sitting down at a table. The restaurant was packed and had people waiting outside to get in. Texas is wide open for our pleasure. Oh, Phoenix Tangent, that is awesome to hear. Thank you for the $9.99. Happy Mother's Day. Everybody who's a mom, who has a mom, who's lucky enough to still have a mom. I know some of you don't have your moms around. I'm sorry to hear that. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to visit my mom in her room for the first time since I moved down here. For the first time. Without a mask on. It was nice. Best time is now for $9.99. Hey, Gary, do you think the new Soups movie actually gets made or dies in production hell? Warner Brothers hasn't been particularly smooth with production in recent years. Oh, it's years away. Flash may have started production. We're not even sure, and it's been 6 years. I think there's a possibility it doesn't get made. I'm not saying a good possibility. I want it to get made. I want it to get made. And I want it to be shown for what it is. Empty window dressing platitude. That's all it is. Coming from a company that just dismissed Ray Fisher the way they did. And even the woke access media is saying the same thing, like a black Superman feels a little questionable with what you did to Ray Fisher. Fire Knight 013. Only thing worse than false hope is lost hope. You're right. You're absolutely right. Sorry, I had to see my stream connection there. Looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I agree, Fire Knight 013, and that's and false hope can lead to lost hope, and that's why we want to be very careful about that. It can be, let's just say, beneficial to some people, and that's their right to do it. I'm not here to judge anybody else. I'm just saying, if you serve up too much false hope and things don't come to fruition, that's bad. But with Gina Carano being asked back, honestly, the thing I have heard the most is people don't want her to go back. I could do something. Gina Carano, but the thing, Gina Carano goes back to Disney Star Wars and she can act like Gina Carano. She can, again, follow whoever she wants, interact with whoever she wants. She can go on a drunk 3PO live stream. She could come on a Friday Night Tights live stream. And not get reprimanded by Disney and then go play Cara Dune so they can make more Cara Dune action figures for little girls and boys to play with. There we go. I got my Cara Dune action figure right here. One of them. One of many. All bought secondhand, by the way. I don't give Disney my money. I think that is a victory for the fans. Absolutely, yes. I do. Will it get me being excited about Star Wars again? Well, I'd support Gina. I would support Gina. I would. But why would she go back? If anything, it would be for the fans. I think she would not do it for her. She doesn't need it. She's going to make more money now than she ever made before. She's a bigger star now than she ever was before. She's got fucking street cred. She's got street cred. And that shit you can't buy. That's stuff. She's got what most A-list actors are dying for. She has creative freedom and street cred. And she told a giant billion-dollar corporation to go fuck itself, basically, and live to tell about it. While you got the little conformists and the little asshats in Hollywood just doing whatever daddy corporation tells them to do. And then they want to say it's their platform. Wow, I'm in a Shang-Chi movie. I'm going to bring change to the world through my Shang-Chi movie. Jesus. Like, yeah, freaking Marvel, Disney in particular, has been on a steady diet of their own farts for the last year. Hey, Gary, what are your thoughts on Jupiter's Legacy so far? So far, it's intriguing. It's a little slow. I can't really rightly compare it to the comic because they're mixing in a prequel. But I liked the comic when it came out. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I'd love to see Chrononauts. That would be cool. But so far, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not woke. And actually, there was a very unwoke line in it that I liked that could have been interpreted as a shot at Antifa. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. Now, it might not have been. That's the way I interpreted it, though. Eric Graham, welcome to the Proto-Molecule level. Welcome. Thank you for joining and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it, Eric. You will be in the credits. They get updated about once a month or so. We put everybody into the credits. The Nerdrotics will be joining the credits soon as well. They'll have their own special place. Olaf Van S for €2. Gary, saw Venom 2 trailer and all Easter eggs yet. I haven't seen all the Easter eggs. I watched the trailer like 3 times. I couldn't stand the dialogue. It was terrible. Visuals, fine. It looks like schlocky CG. It's a Venom movie. I don't care. I like Venom. I like Venom as a character. Huge Spider-Man fan. And I like Tom Hardy. So I didn't like the trailer, Olaf, but I'll probably end up liking the movie. What comics are you and Az going to review on the BBC? Well, we didn't decide one, Primer. I think we're just going to do one last minute. I'll call him tonight and see what he wants to review. It'll probably be something we both have. It'll probably something Batman related would be my guess. Or we could review like Berserker, maybe. I don't know. I'll ask Az. It's his choice. I don't know. Az, you awake? You out there, buddy? Primark Vulcan, $14.99. When you finally get to San Antonio area and ever have a fan member meetup, I'll bring you a case of Mexican Cokes as a welcome to Texas housewarming gift. Hell yeah, that's the only soda I drink. That is my treat. I love Mexican Coke because that's real Coke. Hail, thank you very much. Primark, I will let you know. 6 months away. Nerdy Girl Creates. What's up for $4.99? Hi, Gary. What do you think about the announcement of the Marvels? I think it's hilarious. Hilarious. I don't know if you saw my video, Nerdy Girl Creates, but I made a video on it. And Brie Larson has been demoted. Brie Larson has been demoted, and it has the Access Media worried. It does. It indeed has them. Oh, it did again. There we go. Captain Marvel 2's new title could sideline Carol Danvers too much. The title for Captain Marvel 2 is officially confirmed as The Marvels, but does that risk sidelining Brie Larson's Carol Danvers in her own movie? Oh, no. Oh, no. How do you fucking like that? How do you like that after all of the shit that we all went through calling out this bullshit movie? Like, the movie sucks. It's objectively a bad film. Horrible characterization and an actress who was horribly miscast. I understand what she said about not giving a crap what some middle-aged white man thinks about this or that. And I've gone over that. Forget all that. That's all in the past. She hasn't really said anything like that for 2 years. It doesn't change the fact that she is a little girl playing a woman's role. Katie fucking Sackhoff is Miss Marvel. They should recast her tomorrow, and she'd be a more popular character. Number one, Katie Sackhoff is a more charming person. She's better on the red carpet and in interviews. She's a very likable person. Everybody loves Katie Sackhoff. She would be perfect for Miss Marvel. And then you would have a popular character that might help your comic book sales and might get you in a better direction with your writers. You see, we were just talking about the Dick Envy. George Mallow brought up Dick Envy. Captain Marvel was Dick Envy the movie. You want to have a female Superman, you have to have her act like Superman. Did Superman act like a sanctimonious asshole? No, he didn't. What makes Superman special? Is it his powers? No, it's Clark Kent, despite all of that power, against all odds, is a good person. You know why Hollywood can't write that anymore? Because they don't know what a fucking good person is anymore. They don't know what morals are anymore. But after all this shit, after Rotten Tomatoes changing its entire website, YouTube changing its algorithm, Jeremy at the Quartering getting a shed, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers making up 375 videos, they have now admitted failure. This is an admission of failure. I never have this problem with the video. I'm like, do I go with Marvel is doomed or Marvel admits failure? Either one would have done great. I went with Marvel is doomed. It's an old favorite. It works because they are. But this was an admission of failure. They admitted that Brie Larson isn't a compelling enough person to attract moviegoers to a now greatly reduced playing field, basically. The Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't have as many cinemas as it had before. But it's a double down. It's a double down. See, if Marvel was smart, they would put Captain Marvel in with Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Vision, fucking every Avenger you can possibly think of, except for smirking ass Tessa frackin' Thompson. Oh my God. I love Broomhilda. Valkyrie was one of my favorite characters growing up. Yes, I liked her metal boobs. I admit it. I don't care. I liked Broomhilda. I also saw her as the female Thor. She was the female Thor. And they cast her as Tessa Thompson. In Norse mythology. And then they put her in a 1979 roller disco suit. So Brie Larson gets demoted, and then this movie turns into wokety wokeville, to which I say, excellent. I want a Brie shed. This movie's going to suck. Is turning Captain Marvel 2 into the Marvels a good idea, or does it mean a lesser role for Brie Larson's Carol Danvers? Marvel comic fans were eagerly looking forward to the arrival of Carol Danvers in the MCU. Lie. I want you to quantify that statement. Where's your link? You show me where Marvel fans who were so excited to see Carol Danvers but they weren't excited enough. The Marvel comic fans. You mean the ones who loved her so much they let her title get canceled 7 times? Those comic book fans? Okay. And Brie Larson's 2019 introduction certainly didn't disappoint. Craig Elvey. This is Craig Elvey. Honestly, do you go to Screen Rant anymore? I don't go to any of these sites anymore. I used to go to them all the time. Yeah, I just don't, and this is why. What was here? I wonder if it was pretty protected. Can you guys see it? Yeah, okay. 45%. Yeah, this is such bullshit. So yeah, audience hated it. It was put into the most anticipated sequels of all time, most protected film of all time. And the worst part about it is it takes a title from something fucking good that they could have adapted. Called Marvels. I think that book's it's $75. It's kind of worth it, by the way. It's kind of worth it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the name references. God damn, get to your point. I don't care. So they're worried. I'm not worried. I think this movie will bomb harder than the Eternals. But look for other people to be involved. They're talking about the Blue Marvel might actually be in this film. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do a multiverse kind of Marvel at some point, like the male version. Got a lot out of the super chat, Nerdy Girls. Gonzalo Bergali for 75 Uruguayan pesos. Kevin Feige, Venom is one from Spider-Man 3. Never forget. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kevin Feige worked on Spider-Man 3. He was a producer for Spider-Man 3. Absolutely. Kevin Feige, but that was under Avia Red. Avia Red, who's, I don't know, man. Avia Red gets a lot of shit, but Avia Red did a lot of great things, including produce Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, X-Men 1, X-Men 2, Spider-Man cartoons, X-Men the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series. Guy's done good shit. Gary, any luck finding anyone for the record collection? Seeing Callie just pass scan able bracelets for jabs. Oh, shit. No. Inject some common sense for $5. No, I haven't. I'll put the word out. It's going to have to be somebody with lots of money. Lots of money. I'd be open to it, but I need to focus on comic collections. By the way, yeah, I guess I can put the word out there. I am looking for Bronze, Silver Age stuff for the shop. So if you're interested in selling your collection, definitely hit me up, Gary@nerdrotic.com. And if we can't make a deal, then I can help you, maximize your dollar. Howdy, true believer. We're loving our Nerdrotic hats down here in Texas since the sun has been back out. Swing by Comic Palooza this year. I will. Dick Mustang for $10. I most definitely will. Enjoy the hats, by the way. We have hoodies too. I will, damn it. They're way on the other side of the house, or I would have shown you one. But yeah, we have hoodies available. We have Nerdrotic hoodies are available now. Next live stream, I'll show them off tomorrow on Real BBC. Samurai J, I can never find the Super Chat square up after Friday Night Tights. Where should I look? Love your channel. And what you do. Thank you very much. Nerdrotic Live, Samurai J. Nerdrotic Live. That's where all the Super Chat square ups go. Yeah, I mix them up with Toxic Mailbag. I've got one coming out soon. I got a member stream that's coming out actually after this live stream. I'm going to make it public, and then I'll put this up a couple hours later. Mikey Gussler for $5. Did you see that Gal Gadot confirmed all of the rumors about Joss Whedon? I'm sorry, $50. $50. I say $5. Shut up, Gary. $50. Did you see that Gal Gadot, thank you, Mikey Gussler, confirmed all the rumors about Joss Whedon being abusive on set and threatened her career? This was reported back in 2018 with a bunch of other rumors, like Affleck wanting to cast the walk off the set. Might all be true, huh? I think they are all true. And Gal Gadot, remember what she said? This is what makes her more of an adult than Ray Fisher. She handled it on the spot. She did not let anybody talk to her like that. Even the very powerful Joss Whedon. So Gal Gadot, I got mad respect for Gal Gadot. I do. Warner Media is run by incompetent assholes. It's run by incompetent assholes. I'm sorry, is that toxic? You're incompetent. You announced the Black Superman on Henry Cavill's birthday, or you leaked the information. You didn't officially announce it. That's Jar Jar Abrams. You got rid of Ray Fisher. You protected people like Joss Whedon. Oh, and Toby Emmerich, because I know Toby Emmerich is watching. I know something about you, dude, that if it ever got out. Jessica Lube for $10 Australian. I love Gina. She was the first strong female character that wasn't thrown in our faces. I'm tired of politics and wokeness being in movies. TV. Love watching your videos, live streams. Jessica, thank you. I appreciate it. Australian $10, by the way. Jessica Lube. Lub. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am tired of it being thrown in our faces, and Gina Carano was everything that Disney said they were about, and they succeeded in doing it. She was immensely popular on both sides of the aisle, whatever the fuck that means, with 99% of the fandom. They actually had a popular female character, and shit, they put in another one too. Bo-Katan's popular. Not going to deny, and Katie Sackhoff did a good job. Ahsoka, she's really popular. And Rosario Dawson, people like, I love Rosario Dawson. She's hot. Ahsoka doesn't do much for me, but I like Katie Sackhoff because of Battlestar Galactica, and Gina was the best. They had it all, and they fucked it up. Because that is Kathleen Kennedy's modus operandi. Hail, were you ever a fan of Sergio Aragone's Gru the Wanderer? Yes, I was, Von Max. Would it make a decent cartoon series under the right people? Yes, it would. And Sergio Aragones is a cool dude, by the way. Push-ups 2345 for $5. Would you be interested in hiring a certified librarian, archivist, records manager to work in your store in Texas? Pay me whatever. I need the experience. Yeah, I'd be open to it. Yes, I'm going to need help. Lots of help. Especially with the inventory, bagging and boarding, putting the comics away, freeing me up to do other stuff. For sure. Bro Duke, thank you again for the $4.99. Roger H, KF, Super Nate. That German guy, thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate it. Nothing to say there. Super Neo Comics for 5 Canadian pesos. So did that They did that to Han Solo and expected to make money. They're trash on their trash Solo prequel. I know. I mean, that's how they are out of touch. I mean, they're out of touch. For one, no one wants to see a movie on a dead character who died unceremoniously. Now, Kenobi will change that, but Kenobi went out like a man. He went out on his terms, and he ascended. He didn't really die. Han Solo died at the hands of his own son, who we just met. And they thought a prequel movie with a replacement actor would do well. They're fucking stupid. And then on top of that, the movie was like intersectional trash, which had, Infest Nest or Carly Morgenthau. Same thing. They were the same thing. They're the same archetype, which is the strong and fierce little girl, because little girls could be as powerful as 300-pound men, except when they're not. Mark Duquesne. Valkyrie's run as a defender was fracking iconic. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Yes, it was. Brunhilde. Back then, Steve Gerber would jam leftist politics through the story, yet still make a fun comic. Yeah, there was like, Gerber was definitely Gerber. But it was still fun stuff that I didn't notice as a kid, right? And it wasn't that bad. But Defenders is a fucking awesome comic book. I own every single one, buddy. Every single one. Favorite team. How great of a movie would it be to see Hulk and Namor, Doctor Strange, and Silver Surfer, and Valkyrie, the proper Valkyrie, fighting Mephisto? I take all of my money. Dan C., welcome to the Jaloja level on the membership. Thank you. Member stream, 10 a.m. Thursday. And if you want to see what the member streams are like, I'm going to make one public right after this live stream on Nerdrotic Live. Please subscribe to Nerdrotic Live. Thank you, Dan C. Paul Casillas says, first time super chatter. I'll be gentle. I'll be gentle. Just wanted to say I love and appreciate what you do. Why, thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys keep me sane. Hollywood had more. Wish Hollywood had more people like you. Hollywood didn't like me very much. I wish Hollywood had more people like you. I wish Hollywood had more people like Gina Carano. Or even, if they had more people like Robert Meyer Burnett. I don't agree with them on everything. But creatively, the guy knows what's up. And he likes women with boobs. Hail chat, hail mod, hail Perry, hail X-Ray Girl, and hail Gary. Thoughts on Sam Keith's The Max? Love it. Own every copy. I love the cartoon on MTV. Great cartoon. Remember Liquid Television? MTV used to be great. It really did. Oh, by the way, rest in peace. We're on the 20th anniversary of the death of Douglas Adams, and a couple of days ago, the great Tawny Kitaen passed at the very young age of 59. No one could dance on what was she dancing on? Rolls, right? Or Bentley? Was it Rolls? No one could dance on a car like she could to a White Snake song. She was also in Bachelor Party, which is a great, terrible 80s comedy that I love. May you rest in peace. She helped an entire generation get through puberty. She did. She did. What do we got here? All right. Just picked up a copy of Watchmen for a good price, and Sabretooth and Wolverine are ready to send. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Thank you, D8, for $5. And thank you, Paul, again, for $19.99. We got Fiat Justicia Route Caleum for $49.99. Says Kennedy, And Feige will go down as the people that destroyed the two biggest IPs in Hollywood history. Absolutely. And Feige's fault might be worse because he actually did something good that he didn't start, but he was part of, and ran it into the ground. And he is responsible for the comic books now. He is directly responsible for the comic books. So oh my God, I got to show you this. There's just too much to talk about right now. There's like so much stupid shit going on, but we got Pride Month, right? So Marvel, just some guy has been on absolute fire lately. Watch his videos, subscribe to his channel. Just some guy is the shit. As a matter of fact, just some guy. Come on Friday Night Tights this weekend. Let's see. I've got to find this tweet. I responded to it last night. There it is. There it is. Oh, crap. Hang on. Give me a mo. Self-produced. Self-produced. Boom. All right. All right. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. All right. For the third time, Marvel 2021. This is Marvel Voices. This is a Marvel cover. This is a cover for a Marvel comic book that they want comic shops to sell. Now, and they're making it a comic book series. Now, it's a giant virtue signal. They probably get a grant for this, for all I know, or some giant, there's probably a tax write-off involved. Does that look like Marvel characters to you? So we have Iceman, Hercules. There's North Star, the first gay character. They put him in the back. This is Marvel. So I responded with this. This is a Michael Golden poster. I was available at the back of every comic book for like a year. You saw this poster, I think, if you mailed away. I never bought one. I always wanted one. I'm going to try to find one on eBay, but I never got one. But Michael Golden, for a period of time, was the best comic artist like ever. He did the brilliant Avengers Annual number 10, one of the best comic books ever written, period. And the art is fucking brilliant. Like, just absolutely a masterpiece of art. So this is Michael Golden. I mean, there's just like a fluidity to what he does. Like, everything feels like it's motion. Like, I know people love Jim Lee. Jim Lee's a great artist, but Jim Lee looks like he draws statues. I have an action figure, which I cannot reach right now, but that shows you how disproportionate his art is. I have a Superman, Hush. Or was it Hush? I think it was Hush. Superman, Hush. It was Metacom. And 1/6 scale action figure, which is done perfectly to Jim Lee proportions. I'll show it tomorrow, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And like, listen, no disrespect to Jim Lee. He's a great artist. He's better than I will ever be. But this is the shit to me. This is the shit. I'm pointing the wrong way, but like, I'm actually looking at the picture over there. And then, of course, there's Perez. Now, remember what I just showed you, and this is what we have gone away from. So yes, things do go backwards. Things denigrate. Things devolve. They're way more concerned about their two-dimensional fictional characters tonguing each other, or where their packages go, which they don't even show, and not concerned with being dynamic and good storytellers. Look at that, man. Look at that. George Perez is psychotic. Look at how fucking good that is. Rest in peace, Marvel. And that's what I said on my tweet. Marvel died in 2009, folks. I knew it when it happened. I fucking knew it. I'm like, I was in a little bit of shock because no one saw it coming. No one saw it coming. I called all the comic shop owners, like, did you fucking Disney bought Marvel? And all of us collectively said, fuck. Because we saw what Warner Brothers did with DC. Now, DC was a better run company for a long time until very recently, like in the last couple of years. It was just a better company than Marvel. Marvel's always been dick. So we were kind of like, ooh, maybe Marvel will be nicer to work with. No, they became worse. Worse. And I am a lifelong Marvel guy. And Net Comics on Prescription says it right here. Marvel has nothing, zero, near the talent or level of influence of Michael fucking Golden. The Golden Image was more dynamic, interesting, and true to the idea of what Marvel Comics was all about. That whole year of releases of the current shit the Mouse of Ideas is capable of. The Mouse of Ideas. Comics on Prescription. The Mouse of Ideas. It's a fucking mouse. Where did the chat go? Oh. That's weird. There you go. Verukasaki 86. Welcome to the Jaloja level. I appreciate you. Man, it's been a while since I've done a nooner. I mean, live stream. I have to be specific. World of Conan. Oh, man after my own heart. Or woman, I don't know. For $5. Hail, Gary. You inspired me to start my own channel. Just started it. If you find time, check it out, especially my reading of the poem, the Samaria. Oh, it's sorry. It's hard to explain. They split up words on freaking Streamlabs. Thank you for the Streamlabs donation. So the Samira by Howard, with music by Robert E. Howard, with music. Hope you like the Sumerian poem with my music and get transported to the age undreamed of. Oh, I would definitely check it out. Hell yes. Hell yes. I cracked open my Savage Sword last night. Did a little, checking out Conan. We were talking, with the whole Red Sonja thing. Game over Sith. The Offenders pretend game. Oh, that's good. I like that. The Offenders pretend game. Anakin for $3. Hey, Gary, I enjoy your videos. I don't agree with everything. That's fine. I don't mind, especially politics. But man, your videos are funny, relevant, and your love for entertainment shines through. Sending lots of love. Why, thank you, Anakin. I appreciate that. You don't have to agree with me on everything. I don't agree with my wife on everything. But what I try to do is it's like my politics, I don't really talk about them much. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. That's my politics. Keep the government out of my life. I'll do my own thing, and we good. I'm also into free speech and free expression. I think, you do you. You want to be, you want to transition? Fucking rock on. You have my full support as long as it makes you happy. That's all. As long as you're happy and you're not hurting anybody, I'm cool. But I try to tell you why I don't like something and where I think they went wrong. And most of the time, I would love to just review even just a bad movie because it was bad. Bad dialogue, bad characterization. But so many things are being derailed because of the political message that they're trying to, just force down our throat and force into a plot where it doesn't belong. Falcon and Winter Soldier should have been fucking great. And it could have been great. You had the cast for it. But the writer just did not have the talent. The writer, just like WandaVision, took on concepts that were beyond their talent level. And it ended up derailing it. Joseph Finley, what do I think of Jupiter's Legacy on Netflix for $9.99? I think so far it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not blowing me away, but I'm only 4 episodes and like 10 minutes into the 5th episode. I'm going to be finished by tomorrow. I'll be finished by tomorrow, but I am enjoying it for what it is, I'll talk about it when I do. I'm probably going to do a video review on it at this point. Would love to see you interview Paul Jenkins, Gary. Can I connect you if you need to, PJ? I'd love to talk to Paul Jenkins. Paul Jenkins is the shit. Paul Jenkins wrote fucking the Best in Human story outside of what Kirby did. Paul Jenkins wrote some great Spider-Man. Thanks. Thank you, PJ. Hey, check out PJ's Orville Nation. PJ's a good guy. Masked Nerder. No, I'm just doing him out of order. I'll try to get it. But they're not necessarily coming in order on this thing. So if I go up here, maybe. Let's see. What's up, George Peter Gatus? I'll get to you in just a second. There it is, Masked Nerder for $2. DC should make a AR film on the Section 8 comics. Hang on a second. An AR film? An AR film? I'm not understanding what that is. You want to, tell me what that is in the chat. An AR film? I wouldn't have DC make shit right now. Or you mean an animated film? I saw AR, but their animated stuff has kind of gone downhill a little bit. But God, they used to be so fucking good. I've got all the animated stuff up to a certain time. I knew a guy who worked on it, and we used to do trade at the comic store, so he'd always send me screener copies and stuff. Loved DC animated. Fucking A. So good. Digitalis, I would love nothing more than to see Gina back. It would be the quickest way to clear out a large chunk of Lucasfilm. The Jonestown-esque career suicide of the woke Lucasfilm NPCs would be better than sex. For $20. I love that. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Katie Sackhoff is a sci-fi queen, says John Carr for $4.99. Could not agree more. Yubnub for $5. Pump the drunk PO rally. Keep the network up. Hello. Yeah. Drunk 3PO. Shout out to Drunk 3PO. When's his live stream start? Pretty soon? Oh, shit. In 10 minutes. I don't want to step on him. Chris Webb. Hey, Gary, are you going to rock the cowboy hat in one of your shows when you settle down in the Lone Star State. Chris Webb, maybe I might wear one of those like psychobilly cowboy hats. I'm into the psychobilly music quite a bit. Reverend Horton Heat is one of my favorite all-time bands. Bio 1656 for $5. I think Charlize Theron would have made a better Captain Marvel. Do you think Brie Larson could play Princess Leia? No, on the last one. I think Charlize Theron, she'd be better than Brie. Absolutely. But she's a little stoic and stiff too. If she played it with bubbly personality, see, they can't do that now though. See, because of the penis envy, they gotta act like men and be dicks because that's somehow strength instead of being, I don't know, fun. Which Carol Danvers, kind of was. She was like a Farrah Fawcett archetype. Kennedy and Feige will go down as the people that destroy. I read that one already. Thank you again, though. Bio 1656, Orville Nation. You are much appreciated voice for the fandom, Gary. Thank you, PJ from Orville Nation for $5. Mark DeQuence for Valkyrie's run as a defender. I read that one already, and I read that one already. And I saw George Peter Gatis for 5 Canadian pesos. Keep rocking. Hey, I got your package. By the way, I got the package in, and I will show it off on the next Super Chat Square Up's going to have Toxic Mailbag. By the way, before I go, I got to show you what I got from Andy Masterson. I've got to show you what I got. I mean, it's fucking proper cool. But George, I saw what you sent. Thank you very much. It's brilliant. So I will show that off. Keep rocking. How did you get a chance to look at the big comic and the spaceship? Yes, I did. Would love for you to talk. Would love to talk about it with you. I'm going to show it off on my Toxic Mailbag, and I will ping you if you want me to shout anything particular out, like an Indiegogo, like send me a link or something. I'd be down with that. Also, Kai MFS, I got your package as well, Kai. Thanks for the book, and I will show that off on Toxic Mailbag. And thanks to everyone. I mean, like my P.O. box went crazy last week. You guys are thankful. If the P.O. box is in the About section for this channel, it's also on my website. And I'll put it in the description here later. I probably should. Can I reach what I got in my P.O. box? I can't. There's a flash over there. Thank you, George. And good job on the book, man. George is creating a comic book. He 3D printed a spaceship. It's fucking awesome. Eric Winberg for $2. Nerdrotic, it's Monday. Is it really you? Yes, it's me. I'm back on Monday. I'm back. And I will be back next Monday, too. The golden piece is comic book fine art, says Antoine Dennison for $2. It is. It is absolutely a masterpiece. It's part of my childhood. I own every Michael Golden comic book. Like everything he's done, I own it. I am such a huge fan. And I met him. He did a sketch for me. Freaking love that guy. His art style, he doesn't have it like he had back in the day. He's a little looser now, but there was a time like he was better than Frank Miller. He was better than John Byrne. Guy was, he's like a fantasy. That's what he's best at, drawing fantasy. Joseph Finley for $9.99. What did you think about? Oh, I read that one. What did I think about Jupiter's Legacy? I'm liking it so far. Ratings and downvotes across the board prove that they are losing. They don't seem to care and carry on. They must be getting money from somewhere, says Dan C. for £5. Well, yes, they're getting Disney and all the corporations have been getting by on our dime. The U.S. government has been printing a bunch of fucking fake money, and inflation is just around the corner. It's unavoidable. It was going to happen anyway, but now it's going to happen at an astronomical level. I am not allowed to say what I want to say on this live stream because I think there's regulations on talking about stocks and stuff, even if you're not a professional, which I am not. I personally do not. The only stock I own was accidental, and it was Tesla, and I still own it. But I would keep that in mind. Now, if you don't have a bunch of stock, our dollar isn't going to go. Oh, by the way, the pipeline was shut down today. Cyber attack shut down an oil pipeline, which is going to make gas skyrocket on the East Coast. So I'm sorry about that. I am sorry about that. Stay home, listen, watch the live stream. I don't drive much of anywhere. My gym is down the block. And like the first time friends visited here was a month ago with some old friends from when I was growing up. And then Jay and Ryan came by, which was cool. Good to see those guys. Nicholas Horton for 10 pounds. Hail, Gary. Not agreeing on everything is what makes us all true fans and geeks of pop culture. And the MCU version of Taskmaster is not him. It's more like skinny he, she in Kevlar. It's got to be a girl, right, Nicholas? It's got to be a girl. That's so Disney MO. And that costume is shit. The Taskmaster is a great look. It's a great look. And they're wasting the Taskmaster on Black Widow. Dad Man Walking, 55 for $5. Long time no chat. Oh, man, it hasn't been that long. Thanks, buddy. Is Firefly really as good as I hear? Mrs. Dead Man Walking picked it up, physical copy. Yes, absolutely. Joss Whedon's a prick. But he is very good at characterization, at dialogue, at building up a compelling story based on the characters, giving a shit about them. And you got to separate the art from the artist. The guy's, he's not a good dude, but he's a good writer. But a lot of writers aren't good dudes. You know what? I don't need everybody to be an angel. Here's what when I see celebrities attacking a voting block, you're attacking your paying customers, right? Now, you can say, I disagree with your policy, blah, 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 or attack a president all you want. That, you know what? Like, I know when people started whinging about the Orange Man all the time, I just ignored it. It got annoying. It got unbelievably annoying, and it did ruin Hollywood. Absolutely. But it's when they started attacking Orange Man supporters. That's where that's when you're going after fans. That's when you're going after the audience. That's when you're going after people like my mom and my sister and your mom and your sister. Eternals shouldn't be wearing t-shirts and jeans ever. Movie looks like another Inhumans. Huge warning signs. Big Viz 497 for $5. Did you see the Celestials? Oh. Remember how they looked in Guardians? Like how fucking badass they looked. You know what? Whether you like Thor Ragnarok or not, the Kirby look in it was great. That was great. And they just ditched all that for Chloe Zhao. You want to know why they hired Chloe Zhao? Because DC hired Ava DuVernay or whatever her name is. They announced Chloe Zhao almost a month to the day after Ava DuVernay was hired for New Gods. AT&T had the good mind to cancel that movie. Marvel went ahead with it. And what did we get? Did we get a love letter to Kirby? No. We got this muted, dirty, brown, blood, mustard-colored shit that we saw at the end of Endgame in the trailer. No fucking color palette. This is Kirby Crackle. This is 4-color Kirby. The Waifu Defiler for $5. Hey, Gary, Tom B's son here again. You're right. After Disney bought Marvel, going to see the movies before they came out was horrible security up the ass. Oh, okay. Got you. Marvel fucking destroyed comics. And we did an emergency. I used to call them emergency podcasts when I owned the comic shop. We did one when Star Wars was purchased. We did one when Marvel was purchased. And it was my entire staff. I'll find the podcast. I keep promising this. I know where it is. And I'll post it on my website. It's echoey. It sounds like shit. But you can hear real comic book employees talking about like what we thought the deal was going to be. This was in 2009. And we were right. To a man and woman in that podcast, we all said, oh, the movies are going to be great and the comics are going to suffer. And they did. Wokeness is the language of the authoritarians. People in power use racism to justify their current and future power and horrible racist behavior. It's why CIA made 12 woke ads. Yep, Brendan Lucas, you're right. The CIA is woke. And it kind of always has been. It hires fucknuts like Tom King. When it comes to I saw the thing with J. Scott Campbell go down. By the way, I saw people left. I hope you're going to watch Drunk 3PO because we're going to wrap up in just a second here. I got to read some more. I got to read some donations and we out. If I miss something, of course, it'll go on the Super Chat Square Up. I will try to scan and get as much as I can, though, before we go. So, J. Scott Campbell thing, he somebody on Tumblr or whatever fixed his art for Amazing Spider-Man 601, reducing Mary Jane's breasts. J. Scott Campbell admittedly should have let this go. That's where I would quickly. But he fixed his art. He fixed that person fixing his art. A bunch of people had his back. He thanked Clownfish TV and a couple of other people. Then he got a call at midnight or a talk from his wife saying that you're supporting alt-rights and Yahtzees by supporting Clownfish TV and anybody who defended it. So he puts out a manifesto shedding on the people who defended him. Then we reacted and said, listen, dude, you're painting with a broad brush. You're calling people who are your fans, who are not alt-right, who are not Yahtzees. Guess what? Nazis and commies suck. Fuck them both. We like things like fun, humor, comic books, superheroes, and boobs. But you know what? The people you just capitulated to and bent the knee to, they don't like boobs. They don't like fun. And they don't like you, J. Scott Campbell, and they will fucking cancel your ass. But instead, he bent the knee, pissed a lot of people off. That's your modern day comic professional. He's trying to waffle on it. Dude, you can't waffle on this one, man. You need to learn how to sack up and tell people to fuck off and not care. And the best thing to do is not engage in shit like that. You know, the one thing I don't do, I can't say I've never done it because if it's egregious, I will do it. But when people tweet at me and call, say whatever, Gary's a fucking this, Gary's a that, Gary said this on a live stream, he must be a phobe or an ist. And they try to get me to react to it to boost their ass. You know what I do? I ghost them. Is it out of fear of confrontation? No, not at all. I have no time for that shit. It's a waste of time. It sucks my creativity. It takes away from my channel. Because it's real easy to get mixed into Twitter all fucking day. All fucking day. You can just go down that Twitter minefield and spend it all day. And as a YouTuber, it's terrible. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help. It's good for notifications. It's good to contact people you actually want to talk with. By all means, tweet out what you think. But I'm not going to sit there, go through my feed and go, oh, this person insulted me. I'm going to retweet them and boost them for the day. Why would I fucking do that? Last summer, during the rioting, I put up probably the closest thing to a controversial tweet that I've ever done since 2008 when I was pretty bad on Twitter. And all the rioting was going on, and I noticed that most of the people rioting probably didn't even know who George Floyd was. So I made a tweet joking about that. Basically saying I wanted to liberate a weed whacker and like, a few yards of AstroTurf, because that's what I was actually on my way to Home Depot during the rioting to go get a weed whacker and some AstroTurf for my backyard, and put up that tweet. It was a little saltier than that, and a bunch of people freaked out. They were calling not calling. They were trying to contact Mrs. Nerdrotic. People were demanding that I delete or clarify the tweet, including an ex-employee from the comic shop. I didn't love all my ex-employees. Not all of them. Some of them kind of sucked. And this was one of the guys who kind of sucked. Demanding shit out of me. You know what I did? Nothing. Fucking nothing. I read their tweets. I'm like, oh, somebody's demanding that I clarify a tweet. My ex-employee, who still works at the fucking comic shop I started 7 years later, who was in school when he started, and he's still in school, hopefully he's a fucking doctor by now, asked me to clarify something. I said, you know what I said? No. And guess what? Nothing happened because they went away. They pinged me for a day. I said, no, they just want to sit there and argue. It's like, no, what I said is what I said. I don't need to clarify shit. If you don't get the joke, it's not my problem. I thought it was funny. And the tweet's still up. I didn't take it down. And you know what? I went on and made videos. That's what I do and live streamed instead of interacting with people who just want to fucking argue. Hardwick Benthau has multiple donations for $1 each. Thank you very much. And let's see if I can get the Hollywood Reporter revealed that Abrams and Coates are considering making their Superman movie a 20th century period piece. I bet they're setting it in 1938. That's what I said, Hardwick, on the last two live streams I was on. I agree, yes. They're making it a period piece so they can maximize the Rossism. I used to adore Michelle Williams. Glinda in Oz the Great and Powerful, she was so convincing as a walking sunbeam, a paragon of goodness. There she made the Golden Globe speech and ruined it for me. Yes, I remember. She even killed my enthusiasm for the Venom sequel. Michelle Williams is an empty-headed adult pretender. These people, for the most part, they're not very bright. Ricky Gervais is not wrong. Most of them didn't go to school for basic shit. Have you watched Boss Level yet? No, but I want to. If so, what are your thoughts on it? Also, have Odin from OMB Report has seen it, and he said it was good. Have you seen Love and Monsters? Yes, I have. I highly recommend both of them. They're fun, apolitical escapism. Love and Monsters has a great analogy for what's going on with lockdown at the end. Highly recommend Love and Monsters. It's not going to rock your world. It's a romantic comedy set against in a post-apocalyptic world with monsters, but it's not like grim and nihilistic. There's actually just a very light theme behind it. Could not recommend it more. It was actually the best original movie I saw in 2020. All right, we're going to wrap up, folks. Drunk 3PO, I believe, is streaming now for his Gina watch party. I thought it's today, right? I don't want to get it wrong. Yep, he's going. He's going right now. So, everyone, hang on. I want you to rate him. I want you to raid my boy. We're going to wrap things up. Here is Drunk 3POs. Here's the link to his live stream. Please go over there and support Gina Carano. Any super chat or donation I missed will be made up in the super chat square up. I'm just going to do a quick run through. Okay. Thanks again to George Moilo. $500, dude. And everybody who help keeps the lights on around here. When did they turn Hercules gay? Asked Daniel Nolan. Daniel, buddy, former customer, a friend of mine who lives in San Francisco. Hail, Daniel. What's up? They turned him gay a year ago, I think. Yeah. Fuck Marvel, dude. Daniel, answer in the chat. How's the Outpost looking these days, man? Does it miss me? Thanks, everyone who donated. Again, you helped keep the lights on. Again, if I missed a Super Chatter donation to X-Ray Girl, we'll find it, and it will be read on the Super Chat Square Up. This will be on Nerdrotic Live in a couple of hours. I am going to make public my latest member stream, but please go over to Drunk 3PO's channel right now. Say Nerdrotic sent you. Go support Gina Carano. Raid Drunk 3PO. There it is. And have a good time over there, everyone. Thank you to the Modrotics. Thank you to the chat. You guys rock. Nerdrotic Nooner returns on Wednesday, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Real BBC. Ciao, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Nerdrotic.com